Hello, my name is Alun, and today I'm facilitating the second of a short series of Star Wars using the Mongoose Traveller rules hacked into a Star Wars context by a nameless person. I can't find a credit for this, but it's called Citizen, and we thought it was quite a good hack. Um, go back and look at session 0 to see how we got to our starting point. We've got quite an interesting band of brothers aboard, or brother and sister, aboard a ship that we have not named yet. There were some suggestions, but I don't know if we came up with a final one. Um, but we'll come to that in a moment, perhaps. But we have three of our four players and characters with us today. Um, just a quick pen picture, I think, just to see where we've ended up. If I go left to right on the character keeper, Lowell, say hello, tell us your pronouns, and then introduce us to Keel.
My name is Lowell, he, him, and I'm running Keel. He, him, who did a lot of years in the Bounty Hunters Guild and then realized he wasn't making any money and screwed some people over and hopped over to the criminal side of things where I crossed paths with Bilga at that point and made a lot more money, which allowed me to afford to buy a bunch of equipment.
And I thought I would just share the kind of relationship map that we built up during our session 0, just for fun. Let me move on to Stephen. Say hello. Tell us about your pronouns. Introduce us to Nivea.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Nivea Calci, whose pronouns are she, her. She's a Twi'lek. I've got a picture. Haha. She's a Twi'lek, and she started out as a pilot and got famous in, someone recording her doing something exciting. And then a mysterious stranger showed up after she rejected the fame and all of that. Mysterious stranger showed up and started teaching her weird monk stuff, and that's about as far as she got. So,
Thank you. And finally, Cody, say hello and introduce us to Bilga.
Yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm Cody. Use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Bilga Nam. He's a weak way, also he, him. And Bilga, he really had high hopes for his life. He wanted to apprentice and get some skills in early. He wanted to show off, and that didn't quite work out. Turns out Bilga's not skilled at anything. So he started wandering the galaxy, got on the wrong end of a few gangs, and got beat pretty bad. Found his way into some treasure hunting, some cybernetics. Of course, things never come easy in this world, so he ran and made an enemy of Yurkus Nadago, a Twi'lek crime lord on Shezrel 6, I believe, and in the process made an ally. Enemy of my enemy is my friend with Keel, and now he's just deep in debt, and he's got to start making some payments pretty fast on this.
And all of these characters, one way or another, are interlinked, as shown in our relationship, either by the fact that they had some contact during their life path to this state, or because they have interests in similar things. So we'll get rid of that and go back here. So yeah, let's begin then. We open with a shot from orbit of a heavily jungle forested planet. Um, and we close in on the canopy, and there is movement in the canopy. And then our point of view shifts down to the swampy ground beneath the canopy, where our three characters are running, trying to avoid the deeper bits of the swamp, trying to stay on the rooted pads of these great trees. And they are running fast as they can. And then we have a screen wipe that says 1 hour earlier. Um, and this shows the three of them in a clearing in the forest. where they are sat around a fire and a large cooking pot, um, with a whole group, a tribe almost of short, no more than 3, 4, 5 feet tall, four-armed insectoids. These are the native inhabitants of this planet, Gesaril, in the Minos cluster. And all seems to be going well when, let's see, who's got the the highest savvy? I think that's probably
That
Keel, isn't it?
that is me.
Yeah, when Keel nudges the others and says, "Why are they sharpening those big knives?" Um, and it becomes clear that you have been invited to dine with the tribe. It becomes clear who is on the menu. Um, and that's when you break for it.
The-
Yeah. So you have been running from them to get back to the ship. You've been on the planet collecting what will turn out to be luxury consumables that you have been picking fruit here, trying to fill the hold with fruit. You've got about 5 tons of it. And you knew you were being observed by the natives, the locals, but I don't think you realized that the picking of that fruit was a taboo. And now you are running through the forest, the jungle of Gesaril, trying to get back to your YT 1930 um, ship uh, before they catch you as they scuttle, swing, and scurry through the canopy above and behind you. It took them a little while to get themselves organized and to set out in pursuit. So you have a bit of a head start, but that has been eroding over the last hour. Um, what do we see? I'm interested in Bilga particularly because Bilga has been rebuilt. They can make you better than you were before.
That's right.
And you invested most of that cybernetic improvement in your strength, not a huge amount in your agility. So I'm curious, Bilga, how are you trying to make safe progress at pace?
Yeah, Bilga. Listen, I haven't upgraded into speed yet. You got to start with something. I think it's a lot of since Bilga's not as nimble as he could be. It's a lot of he's using his arms, his cybernetic arms, and torso to break through and just run roughshod through the jungle. So before a vine can even get in his way, he's kicking out at it and just smashing it to pieces, and then bursting through. Bilga's probably the reason that we haven't made much progress. He's slowing us down. He's a little wider up top than everybody else. These guys can kind of sneak through between trees as they need to, and Bilga's just running shoulder into a tree, crushing it, throwing it down. Yeah.
I like that. Um, Nivea, Nivea? I don't know how to pronounce it, but how do we see Nivea kind of maneuvering through and around this swampy jungle?
So I don't think she has much trouble getting around the trees and through all this stuff. I think she uses the staff that she has to kind of launch over things, swings from trees, gets ahead, is kind of scouting things out, and is trying to clear things out. And then every once in a while, she'll stop from a high vantage point, and I think she'll take a pot shot at the Jezero in order to keep them back a little bit so that they don't get close enough that they can throw things or maybe catch up with us. So I'm trying to
Okay,
slow them down a little bit.
okay. And finally, Keel. What do we see of Keel?
So Keel is very much in the I don't necessarily have to outrun them. I just have to be faster than Bilga school. However, while I am an agile beast of a man, I am easily winded. So I think there is me, and then while Bilga catches up. So there's a lot of that kind of thing going on of leapfrogging and then falling back.
So it
And I,
makes it look like you're trying to guide Bilga through this way, this
yeah,
way, this way, and then
yeah. There's a clearing up ahead. Come on, let's keep going this way. Oh God.
okay.
Uh,
Now, the way we're going to mechanize this is athletics or bushcraft as the skill, plus either your agility,
Thank you.
agility or control, because control is where endurance and stickability comes. So, it's agility or bushcraft plus your agility or your control. Just to listeners, the conversion to Star Wars has changed some of the names of the attributes, just in case you're thinking, hang on, those aren't traveler things. But c'est la vie. So let me start with Bilga then. So athletics or bushcraft? And
Bushcraft.
Bushcraft. So you got bushcraft at what level?
2.
Because we'll treat this as a gentle introduction to the mechanics. So
yes,
you can roll
please. Yeah.
2 dice plus the 2 skill levels you have, plus your dice modifier for agility or control. Which one?
Okay, so I'm sorry. So it's always going to be 2 dice plus
something,
the number for your skill.
Yep.
Okay, so I got 2d6 plus 2, and then my agility or my control are both 0, so it'll be just 2d6 plus 2.
Okay, so let's do that then. The level you need to achieve an 8 to make progress. If you do the difference better or less is called the effect, and that may influence what you can or can't do as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm about to hit Snake Eyes, so you really think up what's going to happen here. Okay. Okay, I got a 12.
Well, there you go. That's not bad, is it? So
not
on
bad
a 12, so 12 compared to 8 is 4 more than you need. Yeah. And on a +1 to +5, you can make progress. So I'm going to mark progress for Bilga. But you also have the option to attack the pursuing Gesserans, whatever word. They're not in the canon species, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to take the opportunity to smack one of them with my stun baton.
Well, they're a bit further away than that so far.
Well, that's that's convenient, because if I run into the edge of this tree, it's going to fall directly behind us and maybe get into their way.
Okay. So let's have you make a straightforward strength, because I'm not sure there's any skill that applies here. So 2d6 plus your strength modifier. I'm looking for, I think, 10 plus to create a significant obstacle.
Perfect. Okay. So my strength modifier is +2. So 2d6 plus 2. Here we go. Hey, baby, that's a 13.
Okay, so that is an obstacle, which is going to mean that the others are going to get a positive DM on making progress ahead of the Gesserils.
Huge.
Let me go next to Nivea.
Okay, so I'm going to choose athletics, which is +2 for me, and agility, which is +3 for me. So I'm rolling at a +5.
You are.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes.
So that is a 13.
Wow. So that is 8. That's 5 better than you needed. So again, you make progress. I'll mark progress for Nivea. And you also have the option, as you described, you have an option to lay down some fire behind.
So let's do that. I want to see what that looks like. So what would I roll for that?
So you should have a ranged combat skill, I think.
I do. That's 0.
Okay. So remember, when it says 0, that means you don't suffer the -3 of an yeah. So you're rolling +0, but you're also rolling with. Let me just check what I said in the mechanics, because I'm trying to remember some of this stuff. Personal combat. You roll range combat 2d plus range combat plus agility DM.
Agility. Okay. So let me roll that. My agility is +3.
Yeah,
so
we're getting that, Stephen. We're getting that.
Yeah. So that is an 8 total.
Okay, so 8 plus is a hit. Damage, so you've hit one of them. Effect is 0. So you 8 plus to hit. You rolled an 8, therefore effect is 0. Damage for successful is weapon damage plus the effect, 0, minus the target's armor protection. They are unprotected, these little
So
guys.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Lowell, whenever we took off running, did Keel tell us it was the fruit that we picked that was a problem?
Oh, I think that was obvious because I think that's the only thing we picked.
Okay.
I think that's okay. Time for us to go.
So in that case, I think I'm going to start shooting the fruit trees that we were protected from
Oh,
rather than them so that they have to protect those.
okay. Okay.
It's a risky maneuver because it might make them mad, but yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So I think this is less about your ability to hit something. This is more about whether this is a good idea,
Okay.
right? Which is savvy.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're using your savvy, and I think that do you have a skill that might make sense here? Uh,
Um,
for gunnery mechanics, melee.
Tactics?
Tactics. I would give you tactics. So you're rolling
Okay.
+1 for tactics.
Uh-huh.
And you're rolling whatever your savvy modifier is.
My savvy is flat, so it's 0.
Okay,
Let's
so
roll that.
2d6 plus 1, you're looking for 8 plus.
That is a 6.
A 6. This makes them mad.
Okay.
Yeah, so they increase their pace.
Stop shooting the trees! I scream out.
So that is going to counter Bilga's potential dice modifier from his fallen tree. Um, Keel, uh, bushcraft or athletics?
Well, let's go with athletics since we don't have bushcraft.
Plus agility or control.
Agility. All right, I'm gonna use this in-game die roller. That gives me a 9.
That is +1. That is progress and the option to attack.
Yeah, I think I will take a shot at one of them with the snub pistol.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So that is ranged combat, which for you is a big number.
it is a big number.
And it is your that plus your agility.
11.
11, because that is a +7 roll, folks.
Yeah.
So on an 11, that is 8 to hit, so it's +3 effect. What is your damage with that weapon?
The damage with the snub pistol is 2 dice.
2d, so you roll 2 dice for damage, plus the effect of 3, minus their armor protection, which is 0.
That is a 12.
Oh, okay, strike one. Um, I have a kind of notional number of the ones that are that you need to take out before they think that you're not worth the chase and they're content to have you run away. That is the first of that notional number.
And I want you to imagine that as sweet as that shot is, I'm still panting and sweating and desperate and slipping and sliding and running again.
Pause on the leaning on the tree. Bang! Yeah. I get
I
that.
look cool for a millisecond.
So this time, given I think that Keel's effort has gone best in that round, let's have Keel go first this time.
Really? This is where we want to start. Okay. Running again. Athletics plus agility.
Yep,
A 9.
a 9. Well, success. Make progress and have the option on attack,
Well, it worked well last time.
didn't it?
Let's see here. That is a 13.
Ooh. So, I don't need you to calculate that because 13 is one dice plus 13 plus 5. That's a minimum of 6, and they have 6 hit points.
Yeah.
So, or they can take hit 6 damage. So that is a second one, tumbling out of the canopy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I
let
like to imagine that if I may I said I'd like to imagine that there's one that got close to Bilga and I sniped them off before they can bring that down. And I will say a little bit faster, Bilga. Uh, just a hair faster, please.
Okay, so Bilga, let's go to you next.
All right. Yes. Okay. I see now that there's this die roller inside the sheet. I
Ah,
wasn't aware. My apologies.
Yeah, you put
so
your mod in the gray box.
yeah,
Gray box is
so
mod. Okay. Okay.
your bushcraft is 2.
Mm-hmm.
Your agility is flat, I think.
It sure is.
So you put +2 in the modifier box and click the tick, and something will happen.
Love it. Click the tick. Oh, what the? All right, hold on. This thing's bad. I think. I think I got a
Yes,
bad one. I think my cells. There's a corruption in the back. I can see that.
absolutely.
It looks.
It's
It
broken.
looks like. It looks like
Um,
the first box can only roll a 1. It's fine. I'll take it. It's no, not a big
wasn't
deal.
it strength or agility?
No,
No,
No.
for the
no,
first roll, it's just it's
it's
agility or
agility or
control.
con. Um,
Okay.
so Bilga, that's -1 effect. So you
Yes.
fail. Progress at cost of reacting to an attack.
Okay.
These guys have got throwing stars and spears, and incoming are some throwing stars. Um, Now, when we get into personal combat and you are the
Yes.
subject of an attack, you decide what is your reaction, right? Reactions are dodge, which is your athletics or agility modifier as a negative
Mm-hmm.
on their attack, or dive for cover, or dive prone.
Mm,
Now, dive will mean that progress that you've made won't happen.
yeah. So I'm going to try and dodge the attack.
Okay, what is your athletics or agility DM? What's the best of those?
I don't have a skill or anything there, so it's going to be 0.
Okay, fine. So in comes an attack from them, and I will roll a couple of dice. Now, I think
Oh, good.
I'll use your dice. What the heck?
Okay. Well, I'll
Yeah.
watch it. Yep.
Um, that is an
Nope.
8. That is a hit. Yeah. Now, these throwing stars do 1d -1. What is your armor protection? There's a
I'm wearing a heavy jacket, and it looks like my protection is 4.
okay. So I'm going to roll. That is the problem with using the one inside this is that we can't roll single dice, can we?
Yeah.
I will roll that again, and I'm interested in the first of the numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is 1 -1 is 0. You know, does that actually ever
Bink.
get to the jack, or does it just bounce off one of the bits of plating that's part of the cyber?
Right.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
then we come round. So that was progress, but the risk of an attack. Nivea,
So I'm gonna run. So let's see what that looks like.
athletics and agility DM.
That's 11.
Oof. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11. That's +3. That is progress and the option on an attack or some other action. So I'll
So
mark you as
then,
progress.
yeah.
So what do you want to do with the attack or other action?
So I think I'm gonna shoot at the one that tried to throw a spear at Bilga,
Yeah, got close enough to Bilga to be in range. Yeah, fine.
and that is almost box size. That's a 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. So that's enough to take him down without you rolling a dice.
Yeah.
So now we're really beginning to have some impact on their stickability. My notional number is getting very small. So let me this time go to Nivea first. Yeah, let's start with you. Um, oh, Keel, did you? I started with Keel, didn't I? Yes, I did. It's been a long time since I had to keep track of rounds. So Nivea, what it, let's have you go again. You took one
Okay.
down.
So I'm gonna keep running. Let's see. That is only a 9.
Okay, success by 1. You make progress.
Yeah.
On a +1, progress and the option to attack or do something else.
Um, how much further do we have it till we make to the ship?
Um, uh, I think you are going to run out. You're gonna frighten them off before you get
Great.
to the ship, if I'm honest,
That's what I
at
was
the
looking for.
minute.
So yeah, I need to keep shooting then.
Yeah.
So let me shoot back and see if I can hit one. That's only
And
a 7.
okay, so at that's fail.
Yeah.
You don't hit it. Um, Let me go to Keel next, and we'll come to Bilga last.
All right. Let's do that athletics plus agility.
Yep.
So a modifier of a 1. Click that. That is a 7.
Okay, so that is progress at the cost of reacting to an attack.
I will be glad to react to an attack.
Okay, die for cover, dodge, or go prone.
Dodge.
Dodge, fine. So your athletics or agility DM is the modifier here.
Agility gives me a box cars.
Oh no,
Uh,
sorry. No, this is your modifier to their roll.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad you didn't roll on my thing then.
Yes, exactly. I will now roll on your thing, and the chances of getting two sixes again seems to me to be very small. So let's see what that looks like. That is oh sorry, I should have taken that zero out. So that is 9. Minus your 1 is 8.
Still a
So that
hit.
is a hit. I will take the first number as my D1, my 1D. That is 3. Minus 1 is 2. What is your armor protection?
It is a 7 with the hard weave.
Fine. I think we see this kind of carefully carved hardwood uh, throwing star, kind of maybe just stick in it and drop out. No harm to you.
I probably
And
scoop it up because I'm like, ooh, we can sell this. Pay for
souvenir,
Bilga's
souvenir.
cybernetics.
So that was progress for you as well, Bilga. Um, Keely's saying, keep going, keep going, keep going. What are we seeing?
I'm keep Bilga's keep going, keep going, keep going. He's brushing off ninja stars as they're pocket into his shoulders and spears flowing past him. And Bilga's just running. I think Bilga sees, Nivea and Keel kind of they get their little stutter steps in, and where he's able, he grabs a hold of somebody and kind of pushes them forward with him. But he's just
Picks
running.
up Keel
He's
and
pushing. What
okay.
was that? Yep.
So you're picking up Keel and throwing him forward.
Yeah,
So let's have you roll bushcraft +2 and no modifier for agility or con, or am I?
I got a 6, so that can't be good.
Oh, right. So on a 6, that's -2. -2 to 5 is no progress and react to an attack. So Bilger
Okay.
is now falling behind. So dodging the incoming throwing stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Trying my
So
best.
I will roll 2 dice for their attack. Um, that is a 5, so they're not going to hit you anyway, despite your whatever happens to your dodge.
Despite how broad I am.
Sticking into plants and all around you, bouncing off your cybernetic part enhancements, whatever. All is well. But Bilger is now behind the other pair of you. So the question I have for Keel is, do you keep running or do you stop and wait for Bilger and hope he makes progress next time? Or even run back towards him?
I, I think it is stopping, bracing, and taking a shot to help Bilga.
Okay, so stay where you are, and so no progress roll this time, but instead just an attack. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's have you do that. So ranged combat and agility DM.
12.
Woo. So that is +4 effect. Roll for your damage and add 4 to it.
14.
Ooh. So that is enough to take that one out. The one that, stopped, hung from a tree, throws the throwing stars at Bilga, and then falls out of the tree. Yeah. What about Nivea? Are you going to keep running or stop or run back?
So talk to me a little bit about the fiction. Do we need anything special in order to get on the ship? Do I need to get there early so we can get through a fast? No, you said that we're gonna outrun these guys. We're gonna scare them off first.
At
So
the
I'm gonna run
moment,
back.
it looks like you're going to do enough damage on the tribe to
Yeah,
let them feel that they've satisfied their honor by
yeah,
running you off.
yeah. So I'm gonna go back and try to shoot. Let Bilga catch up. Yeah,
Fine. Stop and shoot. Yeah?
yeah, yeah.
Fine. Range combat.
Okay,
Agility
so
and range combat.
so that is a 7.
7. Fail.
Yeah.
But, c'est la vie. Bilga, they've stopped. Let's see if you can catch up.
I'm sure with
Unless
the
you want
help
to
of my
turn and
friends.
beat your chest and encourage them to come at you with spears.
I certainly do not. No, Bilga is not a brave lad. I think as soon as he sees that everybody gets away from him, he's like, "That's it. This is it. I'm going to die." And then he sees his two allies stop and start firing back, and says, "Okay, all right, no, this is what it means to have a crew. I can do this. Okay."
So,
I get a 9.
Bush. Oh, right. Okay. So you are making progress. You've caught up to them, and you get the option on a +1 of progress and an attack option. But you've got nothing. You've got nothing ranged, have you?
I don't know. You know what? And that's just the lesson Bilga's learning. He says, "Okay, guns. You got to keep a blaster on you."
I mean, there's always the option on the improvised missile.
Oh, you know what? I'll pull one of the throwing stars out of my jacket and whip it back at him.
Okay, let's try that then. So ranged combat.
All right, range combat. I have a nothing. I don't have it. It doesn't exist on my skill.
Okay, so that is -3 plus your agility
-3.
modifier.
Okay, plus my agility modifier. That's 0, so still -3.
Okay, so 2D -3. Let's see how that
Okay,
goes.
I get a 4.
Okay. Well, what does that look like?
It's Bilga
This is that
takes the
laugh out
star.
loud moment.
Yeah, Bilga takes the star out of his jacket and he's looking around and he throws it, and it's one of those where it's a throwing star. There's got to be some finesse to it, and he just kind of throws it like a rock, and it just kind of tumbles sideways rather than on its edge, and drops into the dirt, and it's kind of more
Splashes,
it's more yeah
splashes into the swamp.
yeah, and Bilga's just kind of like, and there's more too. Keep going.
Heel, what do you do?
I say, I'm running again, and I go running again.
Okay, so agility and athletics.
9.
Success. You make progress, and you have the option to turn and attack.
If I can shoot something, I will always take the chance to shoot something.
Okay.
So that's a 16.
Wow. So on a 16, that is +8. So whatever you roll on that dice, you take down the last of my notional. So there's lots of chittering and yelling from the canopy, and they will stay close enough to make sure that you get to the shit that you do leave. But no longer are they chasing you. They are now following you.
Bilgo, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, nothing got through. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Screen wipe to running up the ramp of. Did we come up with a name? Legend
No.
was in
I
that
looked in
name.
the chat, and I think Liberty was one that we had talked
Okay,
about.
let's
Twist of Liberty.
the twist of liberty. What
Yeah.
We
about that?
call it the twist.
I like that.
Okay, let's call it The twist. Okay. Of liberty. So you were racing up the ramp. Nivea races forward to the bridge, throws herself into the pilot seat. The other pair of you, I guess, strap into the two seats that are behind her. One technically for, her co-pilot, and the other one for a passenger or somebody else. And we see the ramp comes up, and Nivea, describe what we see as the twist takes off from Gesseril. Gesseril
So
Prime.
so I think that there's a tree canopy here, and this was a clear area. And we see the ship kind of come up directly. It's a little bit slow, but then it does that. Once it clears the trees, then it does that, you know, tilt a little bit and angle and then takes off.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and you're in orbit. You've left the planet. We see you streak up. And let's have a little scene in the bridge, because we may be playing a more trad mechanics, but I don't want to lose this chance for a bit of character interaction. Who's got anything to say?
I don't think we're ever going to get the smell of the fruit out of our clothing. It's 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 everywhere.
It's not bad though, right? I mean,
I,
kind of has a
it's
nice.
it's it's floral, but the stink
We
of
don't
it's
have
going
to,
to be
but we don't have to tell anyone about that until after they've already passed us the credits.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do we have
Uh,
a line on where we're going to sell this haul?
Mechanically, these are luxury consumables that you've obtained for no cost at all. They will go best in a rich or high population marketplace.
go to a dense urban center. We can unload it there. It's good. It's good. Plus, I'd rather be in a city than the jungle any day of the week.
And that's when a transmission is incoming. This is the NRS Sphinx. You are in an interdicted system and outside recognized hyperlane transition points. Come to a full stop and prepare to be boarded. I say again, come to a full stop and prepare to be boarded. And on your screens at long range, you can see an Architens, I think I'm pronouncing that right, New Republic light cruiser, which is just launching a pair of X-Wings. What do you
What are
do?
our chances here, Nivea?
Um, we can do it.
So,
Okay.
We can do it.
a,
I
a,
don't
What?
know, but we
a
can outrun them. I don't know.
um,
And I think I
I
look to
don't want to
you.
shoot at New Republic fighters. If you can maneuver us and get us out of here, then do it.
okay, let's have a look at vehicle, ships, and ship combat. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
go to the twist stats on the vehicles and ships tab, you will see that it has a number of different bits and pieces, but one of them, bottom left, it says one jump equals 40 power points. Yeah. Now
Okay.
your total power points is 80. Yeah. So you would have to dedicate 40 of that to make a jump to this hyperlane. I'll tell you now, the nearest high population or rich planets are Karidev or Sesharil, where some of you have history. I don't know whether that's a place you want to go, but anyway, um, we'll worry about which one you choose once we've got a bit of peace and quiet. Um, so you have to allocate 40 power points to your jump drive, yeah. And then you have to spend two actions at the end of this round, two actions to actually make the jump. First of all, you need to set up the nav computer to get you to the right place. That is an avionics at 8 plus with a DM of -2, because I think you're in a hurry. Um, and it's -1 because it's a backwater hyperlane in this backwater planet.
So if
And
I'm looking
then,
correctly, that's flat for me. I think
okay,
I'm the only one with avionics. Okay.
okay. And then your second action is to power up the hyperdrive. This is where you're missing Oryx, who's agreed to meet you at your destination because he does have avionics. He is technically your engineer. Um, then you power up the hyperdrive, which is avionics 8 plus with a DM -2 because of the pressure. So that's
Okay.
another flat, I think. Yeah.
No, that one would be a -1.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And it's just the skill. There isn't an attribute added to
Uh,
it. Is that right?
no, that's a
Okay.
straightforward.
Okay.
No, that's fair. I think probably under pressure, its control is the modifier.
Okay.
Does that seem fair? So that gives you some idea of what you need to do to get out of here. But in the meantime, they are closing range, right? And the way that you determine whether that range closes or opens is it depends how much of your power you dedicate to generating thrust. Yeah. And again, if you look at the twist stats, one thrust costs you 20 points. So if you want to,
Oh.
if you want to keep, if you want to keep 40 points of power in your back pocket for the jump, you can allocate 40 points to thrust, which would mean that power points drop to 40 and thrust goes up to 2. Yeah?
And then at some
Nivea,
point, we're going to have to pay for all of these PowerPoints, right?
Not pay cash, no.
Oh,
No, this is just this is just running costs. We don't need to worry
oh,
about
okay.
that till the end of the month.
Okay.
I'm gonna be very generous because this is Star Wars. And and we've got a short series, so it's not like it's going to be a really long campaign.
Okay. I
So
wasn't sure if this was fuel. Yeah.
no, it's power. Yeah,
Okay.
it's how much power that you've got to spend and what you can do. Now, for
Okay.
what it's worth, the Architens has much more power than you. It has 400 power points, but it costs
oh wow.
200. It costs 200 per thrust. So the captain of the Architens, seeing that you show no indication of slowing down, puts power into thrust and generates 2 thrust. And the 2 X-wings match that. So they're developing 2 thrust, which would move them from long range to short range. But because you have demonstrated a willingness to invest in thrust, you keep your distance. Yeah.
Mhm.
But now they know that you're not going to stop. Okay. So in this first round, you get the call. We see you locking some power into, keeping your distance and trying to buy some time, I'm guessing, to make that jump. At the end of this round, that's when you make can I plot a course?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm the one with avionics, which would
Yep.
be the
You are, yeah.
ability that we have to figure out the route, and then a second one to jump.
Yeah.
Is there any assistance that can be applied?
The only way
Or
to
is
do
it
the only way to do assistance in this game is you can set a kind of chain in action. So
okay?
someone could roll something, and depending on their effect, that would provide a positive to the roll somebody else might make next. But given that we are short on some of these spacefaring skills,
Yeah.
apart from not being bad at gunnery, um, that's going to be all down to you. So at the end of this round, you have to plot a course.
Okay, so let me roll that.
Yep,
That is a 12. That is boxcars.
that is success. So that is a solid success. I'm not using effect. It's just it worked or didn't. So you have locked in a course. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now we start the next round. Yeah. Which begins with me deciding that the Sphinx will continue to offer 2 thrust because that's all they've got to play with, to be honest. But the X-Wings accelerate towards you because they are heavy fighters one thrust costs 5 power, and they have 30 to play with. So those X-wings boost their thrust to 6, which means that they are closing fast. They will close with you easily by the end of this round. So you're still making progress. These X-wings just come up alongside, and we get one of those views of them on your wingtips. And one of Red Leader looks across at you, and you hear him say, "This is your last warning. Come to a full stop and prepare to be boarded." What's your response?
Nivea, surely you know these guys. You could talk us out of this, right? I don't know that we're going to make it.
Keel?
Uh, I think what I want to do is uh, get on the guns uh, and just start moving them around so that they have to decide if they're going to peel out or make a defensive choice. I don't want them to I don't want them to be aware that I am not going to fire on a New Republic fighter, but I do
We're
want
going
them
to be
to
dead.
You want to
to
threat? You want to look
I just want
dangerous.
to I want to spin it around maybe wildly just so that reflex wise they have to at least get
Do
off our
something.
wingtips.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing Keel, leaping up from that chair on the bridge, running to the middle of the ship, and climbing up into the dorsal turret. Bilga, there's a ventral
Yeah,
turret. There's one
yeah.
underneath.
Bilga's going to follow suit. Keel knows what he's doing. Keel
Yeah.
knows the right way to handle things, and Bilga's got a gunnery 0. He's spent some time around it. I think Bilga might not realize that Keel's not planning on shooting, so he's going to run to the turret and get it warmed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we see that the little green video sites
The grid, yeah,
click up.
yeah.
And we see you kind of moving to get the X-wing in arc. Nivea, now I need you to make a piloting roll. Yeah, because now you're not just making progress. Now you are maneuvering to look threatening. This is fly dangerously. Yeah. So the way that this works, and I'm using the dogfighting rules because that seems to be much more Star Wars than the full thing. So there's a ship vehicle combat. Yeah. To undertake any one combat maneuver costs 1 thrust. Yeah. Now you got 2 thrust going because you're reserving the 40 for you're hopefully going to be able to jump to hyperspace in a moment at the end of this round. But one of those thrusts now means that you're slowing down to maneuver. Yeah. But we need to work out whether you're a better or worse pilot in this maneuver than these X-wings. Yep. So you're going to roll. You're going to make a piloting roll. So at the start of every round, the pilots make opposed piloting checks with the following modifiers. If the ship is a non-starfighter facing a starfighter, that's you, I'm afraid, -2. Every additional opposing ship or vehicle in the fight, that's another -1. There are 2 of them, 1 of you, so that's -3. And every point of thrust reserved for combat maneuvers, you've put 1 in. Or do you want to literally stop making progress and start maneuvering with 2 thrust?
So if I slow down, that would put us within range of the big ship behind us. So I
It
don't think I
it
want to.
it was at the end of last round. It was the same distance behind you. If you stop
Oh,
making progress at the end of this round, it won't be at long range. It'll be at short range.
that actually sounds like a smart thing to do. I'm going to stop and let them kind of shoot past this and then see if I can take off. Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So you are rolling -2. So let's do your piloting -2.
Okay,
Um,
piloting -2. My piloting is a 3.
plus your agility modifier.
Okay. So let me roll the die roller. That's a 14.
14. Okay. I'm going to make 2 rolls for them.
Mhm.
They are average pilots. They have piloting 1 and they have agility +1. So I'm going to roll for red 1. This is red leader. That is a 6. Yuck. And then I'll make another roll for red 2. That is a 6. Okay, so you win that by an enormous number. That is +8 effect. Yeah? So with that in mind, if it's a draw, neither ship can attack the other and the round ends. If you lose, make a note. That's me. I've made a note of how bad it was. If you win, make a note of the difference, +8. Your pilot places the enemy in the most advantageous firing arc while placing themselves in the arc least advantageous to the enemy. Now, TIE fighter, X-Wings fire forward. So what I'm seeing is a flip. So you put the ship on end. So Bilga can have the rear of one X-Wing in their sights, and Keel can have the other X-Wing in their sights. So that is how we're set up. The question is whether Keel decides to fire, because Keel set off first. He's not going to fire.
Not firing,
But they see this as danger and they break to try to get out. But Nivea's piloting was so much better than theirs. Bilga, beep 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 beep.
Bilga doesn't fire. If Keel's not firing, Bilga's always waiting to follow his lead.
They know that they have a weapons lock on. You didn't fire. That takes us to the end of this round. The Sphinx has got closer. They could now unload with their turbo lasers, but I think they're unlikely to in the first instance. Action 2, power up the hyperdrive. Avionics -2.
So my avionics is 1. So that means I'm rolling at a -1.
Yep.
And that is...
But your savvy...
Oh, do I add savvy to it?
I'm going to add savvy to this one.
But my savvy is also 0. Yeah.
So
that's a 5.
Oh, 5.
Yes.
You hit the hyperdrive. Shit. Yeah. So the architect, the Sphinx is saying, this is your last warning, unknown ship. You are trespassing an interdicted system. In the name of the New Republic, I call on you to stop and prepare to be boarded. We go round to another round. Yeah. The Sphinx continues to make progress at thrust 2. You're still holding that 40 to get that hyperdrive to work. That allows you to develop 2 thrust. Are you maneuvering or are you running? You can't outrun those X-Wings. There's not a chance with their 6 thrust. So are you maneuvering or running?
I think I need to... Oh, go ahead, please.
I shake my head and I go, I'll get the chaff ready. Keep going. And it's me heading to the thing that has the big button to open the cargo containers.
No, we can't do this. We can't do it. Bilga's gonna turn.
I said you get one more, and my hand is over the button. I like you got one more maneuver, buddy. Get us out of here.
Okay, so the X-Wings have come round. I'll roll first this time if you like to see what you've got to beat. One of them goes with a 6. 6 + 2 is 8, and the other one goes with 11 + 2 is 13. Ooh, now then. So that's 8 and 13. Can you beat that? Or are they going to put you in their sights?
Okay, I don't want them in my sights, so I'm going to maneuver. That is, you said it was piloting?
So, yeah, right. So it is, it's piloting plus agility modifier.
Yes.
Yeah. It is -2 because they're lighter on their feet than you. It's -1 because there's 2 of them. But you've put both of your thrust into that, so that cancels out the starfighter disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
So that is a simple -1, I think.
Okay.
13 to beat.
I got an 11.
Ooh, okay. So that red 2 wins that one. You can put red leader in your sights. There we go. But red 2 has you in their sights. So, red leader is skipping about in front of you. Keel has left his gun and run back to the cargo hold, or one of the cargo holds. Bilga, are you staying at your gun at the turret, or are you going to try and stop Keel doing something that could be worth a lot of money?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I for some reason I was like, my only option is to shoot, but no, you're right. I could physically try and stop Keel from doing that.
Yeah.
That is what I'm going to attempt to do.
Okay.
Bilga's going to run down into the cargo hold and just leap at Keel.
Well, so I think Keel said that Nivea had one more shot at this. So at the end of this round, if the jump to hyperspace fails, then we have a tussle around whether to release the cargo or not. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
Nice.
So
It's all up to you, Stephen.
So Nivea, you've maneuvered to get red leader to give them a shot at red leader, but they're choosing not to take it. You can hear over the comms this kind of, no, you can't do this. There's an argument going on in front of the cargo. But red 2 has a chance to put a shot across your bows, and they do so. They don't fire at you. They fire to stop you. While the Sphinx at the end of this round will be at close range, and then you're going to be in some difficulties, I think. So let's have you try to make that hyperdrive work.
Okay. So I'm going to click the button. Oh, that's a 2.
Oh my goodness me!
Yeah.
You pushed, and there's.
So does Traveler
that
have like
case-
hero points or anything? Is that like?
So we see that the stars begin to blur, but then they boom.
So I'd like to go first in the next round.
Okay.
I turn off all the thrust. I just stop, and I think I'm going to just
Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's your end of round action. We now have two people at the cargo bay with two different views of what should happen next. So what let's have that scene now.
I think this is strength versus strength,
I think it is.
quite honestly. And I think I am trying to wrestle to get to the thing. So
Yeah, Bilga's not going to use his melee combat. He's not here to like actually.
This is just pulling Keel away from the cargo release button. So Keel, 2D
that is an
plus
8 for me.
Ooh, right. So 8 to beat Bilga with a 2D plus strength modifier.
All right, let's see what we got. Oh my god, I got a 6.
Hits the button and kind of nets full of fruit cascade out into space. And
I'm hoping it's going to create some kind of chaff, and I go, "Come on, let's go!"
And then you see that we've fully stopped.
Now start the next round. Cargo has gone, Nivea. What the hell is that? Because red 1 was behind you.
Yes.
And what the hell? We see it maneuvering to avoid this. So I think red 1 is out of the running. Red leader is in front of you. You had a perfect firing solution for red 1. And the Sphinx is now at close range. And we, the audience, see a number of turbo lasers beginning to kind of converge and on the twist. So one of the fighters is out of the one of the X-wings is out of the game, But Nivea, are you going to? What are you going to do?
Um,
Because you're on the bridge
yeah, yeah.
while Bilga is near the cargo hold. Going, oh no!
I think so. I'm going to calm down. Theo, can you talk us out of this?
Aren't you the person with the New Republic history?
Oh, you play a rebellion card here?
I, I don't know.
Who's got
Okay.
negotiation?
I don't think any of us do.
I think you
Oh,
have.
I do. I have negotiation at one.
So it's
Just
it
let them
it,
kill
it
us.
would
It's
be
not
it would
worth
be
it.
negotiation and probably savvy, I think. Wisdom, acuity, depth awareness, deep reasoning, new good judgment. I'd give it an option. It's either savvy cunning or calm wisdom for a negotiation here.
I don't think we don't have any money anymore. So we
Oh,
might as,
you've got all the money that is left sitting on your character sheets right now.
oh no, I meant we don't have any money from the fruit.
No,
That's what I
no,
meant.
there is no profit to be made on that fruit.
Yeah, and I'm looking
Which,
here at
which
my
as it goes
sheet. I
out,
have
freezes
negative
quite hard and
10.
becomes quite an effective weapon.
Oh. Uh, so
Bilga,
I don't know that the dice will let me jump to hyperspace and then they'll blow us out of the water, right? If we
um,
give up, then they won't.
I guess there's
Mhm.
the I mean, I'm just looking at skullduggery, which is in terms of the skullduggery is lying or concealing and misdirecting others. Heel, is there any way you can talk us out of this? Could you buy time so Nivea can hit the panel of in the bridge several times and try to get the hyperdrive to start?
Nivea, do we have a chance at this?
Not a good chance, but we have a chance.
Let me get on the comms.
I said, and somebody comes on. This is Captain Arkan. Who
I
am I
think
speaking to?
I give my bounty hunter code and I start talking like full on uh, uh you know bounty hunter union, full procedural blah 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 blah, and I am just bureaucratizing it up.
Let's see how that goes then. I think this is savvy because this does sound like cunning rather than calm discussion,
Yeah,
and skullduggery, which I think is quite good for you.
it is quite good for me actually. That is a 13.
Wow. So an effect of +5, that's almost as good as it could get. I mean, 6+ would be yes and.
Yeah,
What do you want? But 5+ is certainly yes. Um, oh, I see. Let me just check those details.
absolutely. I'm like, yeah, we picked up some some goods on there to supplement. We have dropped our cargo, it was an impulse decision on our part to do that. We understand, these things happen, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, which buys Nivea a chance to go for it.
Is there anything I can do? Just as I have programming, which is
Oh, you
accessing coding or
do, you
slicing software.
do, you
It's not
do.
quite engineering, but is there anything I could do to
I
either?
think I'm very happy for you we see you busily, kind of typing stuff in, trying to enhance, just make sure. Can you find out what the problem with hyperdrive is?
Yeah,
So
maybe
let's
it's
have
like
you
I'm running
roll.
diagnostics. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think this is probably programming with a wisdom modifier.
Okay.
Because
So
that it does
programming, I
seem
have.
to be this is about all control. I'll give you the option.
Okay. Wisdom's +0, controls +0. But programming is 3. So
Yeah, let's do that thing.
okay, let's try it out. I got a 6. Never mind. Just you know what? Bilga goes to the computer. He starts typing, click clacking, and then the computer just goes dead. And he's just like, I can't work with this. We need money. We need money.
Stephen, time has been bought.
Okay.
A dice modifier has not been bought, but avionics 8 plus. I tell you what, I'm going to be really kind now. I'm going to say you can have a +1 on the basis that you've tried to start the damn thing now 3 times.
And we there were 2 X-wings. One's now covered in fruit or dodging fruit. Okay. So let me roll it again. Let's see. That's a 7. No.
No, no. Um, Keel, Captain Arkin comes back on and says, can you just read me back that registration number? I'm not seeing it as a live current reference. Are you sure you gave me all the right numbers? Let's try again, Keel. You could have a +1 because last time was so good.
Okay. So skullduggery plus that is that. That's another 13.
You give him a different number. You give him the wrong number and say, I must have missed, or do you give it? No, I ask you, do you want to give him a different number or the same number again?
I give him like I change one digit.
Oh, that must be it. He says, right, leave that with me for a moment. I'll just check that revised number. Sorry, I got that wrong. Meanwhile, the X.
What are the consequences for us right now?
Um,
What like they pull us over right now, what are the consequences?
a
What are we going to be
fine.
facing? Okay, how much are we thinking? Like we have a sense of it. Like what's the
Um,
fine?
let's. I mean, which skill might tell us? Streetwise might tell us that.
Yeah, how about streetwise?
Do you want to make a roll on Streetwise?
Yeah,
Just to see if you can get some idea of the scale of cost?
that's a 6. I have no idea.
Nah, nah. Uh,
They're probably going to put us in jail forever. We might as well just open a fire.
Anything else? No, I think that's probably the only thing that reasonably could give you some idea. I tell you what, we've got a pilot who used to be part of the rebellion. Maybe that Streetwise 0, at least it's not -3. Can that help?
Nivea, do you
Um,
know how much we're going to have to pay?
so let me check. Um, that's a 10.
Okay, so it is going to be D6 plus 1,000.
Okay. I say shut her down. I'll get on the comms. I'll say, listen, if you're having problems getting the number through, if they're not responding, let's stop. You can board. Let's get this done. Give us the fine, and then we can both go on our way. We're shutting down engines right now.
May I make it? So yes, I will do so. I will get on the comms. I'll give them my old Republic.
Well, just one thing.
Oh yes.
All of that has bought you this round. So Keel is saying, okay, yeah, sorry, don't worry about that. We'll just come and check us out. That
I'll
buys
say
you time to hit the button a last time, Nivea, if you want to.
one more shot, and then
You?
we shut her down.
Yeah. Okay. So I will roll.
+1.
Oh yeah, I think I took that into effect. That's still a 6.
Okay.
Um, oh, because you've rolled 7 +1 would be 8.
Yeah, you got a -1 in there right now.
Oh, um because of all of the stuff, I think I'm at a -1 to take this off.
Oh,
Oh, or a 0. I think with the
A
+1
zero.
you gave me, I was 0. So
Okay.
that would be a
Yeah,
7.
you were
Still
0
Okay.
not
last
good
time.
Okay.
enough.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
okay.
I think I get
I
on the
hear I
comms
hear
and I
the yeah.
so I get on the comms and I tell them, I give them my old Republic moniker,
Yeah.
right? The old Republic code, whenever I was flying with the rebels, and um, then tell them, um, it looks like you are really flying X-Wings and you're not just another pirate here to come take our money and our goods. I'm sorry we mistook you for that. We're used to being boarded, by people. I'm going to lie to them and basically say all of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would give you negotiation with a cunning, savvy, and
Okay.
you can have +2 for your relative fame.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay. I think the excuse is accepted. Um, and I think we cut screen wipe to a 3 or 4 New Republic Marines, just checking through the ship, going around the corridors.
I'm on my data pad pulling up my credits.
And I will roll. I'm going to go with Bilga. The first number is my D6. Um, and the captain is there, and with Nivea and saying, a pleasure to meet you. I was always surprised that we didn't make more of those of what happened. But your name goes before you. Um, let's make it an even 1,000.
I will
And I think
pay.
I will personally pay it.
Oh,
Okay.
So it's coming from me. Your accounts might be a little bit less Republic centric, right? So
ah,
I'm going to make sure that it comes from me, and that's
Take
why it was as cheap as it
umbrage.
was.
okay. Um,
Yeah.
I don't think I have a way to do this without messing with the thing. So what I'm going to do.
Can change it in our totals. Oh no, I don't think
No,
we
I
have a
can't.
total.
I tell you what, I'm going to put 1,000 into the ship fund contribution,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that
That's
because
perfect.
that works. Um, so and then you're on board the ship in hyperspace, and I've run an hour and a half before this
Oh
break.
wow, yeah.
So I'm going to suggest we take a break now. Let's
Yeah.
have a decent one back in our seats at 22 the hour. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Perfect. Hmm.
So we're back after what is probably our only commercial break
Uh,
this time because I got so wrapped up in all of that action, um, and we are in hyperspace, but I want a discussion of where we're heading and I want to know where we're going. Now we have had a quick look at the again back to the relationship board. Um, the hooks are a patrician who wants Keel to find something called the Sky Stone. Keel has a rumor that Hive Base 1 is located somewhere in the Minos cluster. Navia has a non-specific rumor about Tejar, which is another interdicted world, by the way, so not allowed to stop. We've got a missing sister of Oryx's old friend Bick, last thought of to be on trying to find stardom. Um, we have Bilga has some knowledge about a corporate payroll uh,
Hmm.
in the Mistra system. So I'm curious whether this informs where you want to go because we're gonna retro this in the sense of wherever you decide now that you are going, that is where you set the nav computer to take you last time.
Cool. Um,
What do you think, Keel?
I think that if we go with things that are joined up, I think if we can make an offer that Oryx is currently somewhere checking on that missing sister,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Bilga's contact is on that same world to look at the corporate payroll thing?
I
Because
don't I
that,
don't know that I have a contact. I don't think that's the link to my I
Now,
have the
you have some knowledge, I think.
yeah, a contact. It was a contact. You're right, Lowell. What it was is I had a contact meet me, but they gave me this corporate payroll that I didn't want. That was like the secret that a contact gave me that I
okay.
didn't want. So
Well, and that
I think I already have that.
that connects up onto to Mistra, and Mistra is what?
It's a system. It is corporately run. There is the Minos Mistra Corporation has a license for all the mining rights across the system. Has a large asteroid belt, and it is the Minos Mistra corporate payroll that Bilga has a non-specified um, clue to.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
whether that is something to
Uh,
do with programming or
or
access to somewhere.
optionally, how about wherever Oryx is the same planet where my patrician is asking about a job. That gives us a couple of concrete things and something that I can draw on, and something that Nivea can draw on.
Yeah,
So
I
my
can I
suggestion was
Go ahead.
I do not want to go to another interdicted planet because we've
Yeah,
learned how hard it is to fly away under pressure. Um, but someplace with money, or someplace where we need to pick up Oryx because he can help us fly.
right.
I
Yeah,
was going to ask about that actually, really quick. So, because hyperdrive takes two actions, if we had two people capable, we could do it in one round in the future. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I agree with you, Stephen. I don't think we should do the interdicted planet right now. I think that was a real sketchy thing. And I also think Bilga, kind of after the loss of what in his mind was like just pure profit, he wants something that's less dangerous, quote unquote, or less illegal, something where people aren't going to just steal it from us. And so I want to go to that Skystone. It's like, oh, find a
yeah,
treasure, a lost treasure.
yeah,
That's worked for Bilga in the past, in my life path creation stuff. So I'm leaning towards that
yeah.
personally.
Let's go talk to Beryl, and that's where Oryx is at. We'll meet up with him, see if he's found anything out about Cassidy Kolos. Nivea, if you, I know that you're tied into that. If you want to check on that too while we're on the ground, uh, that seems reasonable to me. Bilgo, you good with that?
It's a good plan. You owe me a lot of credits after that move, Keel.
So, what do you think would have happened if they stopped the ship and we still had the fruit aboard?
Well, listen, I
Let's
think we
let's
could have.
let's run that scenario. That
Okay,
scenario
let's
is
run it. Let's run
A,
it, Keel. We
we don't have
harvested.
the fruit anymore and the fine is significantly higher.
I don't know that they would have stolen that fruit from us, as that would have been what it was. They would have that would have they if they seized our fruit. That's theft. And
It's not
I
theft.
abhor
It's
that.
not theft.
It
It's an
would have been.
interdicted planet.
Hey, I think that's theft. Even if they steal it from us, if we stole it from somewhere else, that's still theft. The New Republic doesn't have claims to every resource in the galaxy. Who do they think they are? The
Oh
Empire?
no. Oh no, no. They do have claims to every resource in the galaxy. It's the enforcement of those claims, which, given the size of the ship, allows the permission of that enforcement at that point.
Well, then
Look,
maybe next time when we have a shot lined up, we take it, Keel.
you want to shoot New Republic fighters down.
I don't. I don't. I didn't want to be in this position in the first place, but for some force
Well, then
forsaken reason, our
where's the
hyperdrive
position? Let's go get
continues
orcs.
the entire trip.
okay. So I think that where uh the patrician, where Lady I put some NPCs in actually. So I've got Lady Wixana Barrel, who last heard of on Adarlon, which is the nicest place to be in the Minos cluster. It's the West Coast, it's Hollywood, it's all the good stuff. If you have some money to spend. So Lady Roxana Barrel is there. Um, she's offered Keel 20K for this thing. It may be that she has some more information that she might be able to share, and I think it makes sense for us to be heading in that direction because one of the clues that we have on Cassidy Kolos is that she wanted to run away and be a vid star, and Adarlon is the Outer Rim center for entertainment. It's where all the entertainers want make their start. It seems out here. So I think screen wipe to Adarlon. Now, what do we know about Adarlon? Minos cluster Adarlon, rich non-industrial garden world. Um, uh, Breathable air, terrestrial hydrography, temperate climate, rugged, mountainous. It's a tourist heaven. Um, Population not enormous, 50 million people, mostly centered along the coast. Uh, this luscious coast with you can go and walk in the hills and the mountains. Um, it's a representative democracy, so it's good. Law, it is illegal to have two-handed weapons or any armor protection above five or up above. The starport is excellent, and the berthing costs are quite reasonable at 1,000. There is a New Republic consulate. Um, Tech is at galactic level. Surplus, what it sells is performers, hollows, theme park, and wilderness tourism. Um, Contraband, subversive anti-republic hollows are believed to originate on Adarlon. Um, uh, Needs and buy all the nice things. It will buy anything that is nice, all the good stuff, all the shiny stuff.
Like if we had like really nice fruit, it
All
would
the
probably go
luxury stuff, luxury exotic consumables, all of that stuff would sell really well here. Um,
Mhm.
Contraband imports, drugs and weapons. And the comment on Adarlon is beautiful and chic. Adarlon is a beautiful and romantic place to visit. The spaceport hosts the New Republic consulate, which rigorously controls arrivals and departures, and connects to Balderdash, the nearest town, city. The Natala mountain range is hugely impressive, while the Glow Dome is one of the largest holotheaters in the galaxy. So this would be somewhere that someone who wanted to be a hollow star would go. So maybe Oryx has spent some time here doing some groundwork. But you three, uh, because Oryx is not with us yet, he's busy doing something. You agree to meet him on Adarlon, and you are in search of a potential buyer, Keel. So, Keel, you have contacts for Lady Wixana. Uh,
Yep.
what do we see you doing? Oh, let's. I because there are birthing fees. I do need some crew, some ship funds to deal with.
I
So,
will take care of the birthing free fees there.
okay.
So
So it
I'll
would help
contribute
me
a
if
thousand.
if you put 1,000 into ship funds. Yeah, actually, that's miscellaneous. It's not ship funds. Ship funds are for running costs and trade. So put it in the miscellaneous.
There we go.
There we go. Fine. So birthing fees are dealt with. We see you. It's the starport is shiny. It's architecturally impressive. Lots of very well dressed people moving through the kind of first class lanes. All the kind of low stuff. All the cargo is all behind. It's all behind the doors on this. And you are on the public transport, the shuttle that runs, through this glorious terrain down towards a deep blue sea and the city of Balderdash. What do you do, Keel?
So I think I will say I want to do some legwork, see what I can find out on the street about our patron slash this thing that she's asking for, get some more information before we do anything else. Uh, uh, Bilga, I know you've got some skills on that score. Do you want to help Nivea uh, uh, see what you can find out about this missing woman?
Yeah, if we can get to a terminal somewhere, I can probably slice it and see if there's anything to know.
Okay, yeah. Let's kind of divide and conquer there. Nivea, what do you think?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I need to find her.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is Keel is going to try to get in touch with Lady Wexana, and the pair of
First, I'm going and hitting the bars and stuff. I want to get a little bit of background. Like, I want to go in maybe knowing a little bit more before I go and talk to her.
about
More about
her
like
or about the stars.
About her or about the Sky Stone. What do we know here before I hear what she has to say?
Okay. So yeah, and are you looking, because now we're about social levels here. If you want to know about her, you're going to slightly upper class places,
In
slightly
that case, I
shinier
just want to
clubs.
find out about the stone.
Yeah, because that makes sense because your presence is I doubt you have a better suit. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, let's have you in some kind of dive bar. There's a band playing the just for fan service. And Keel, let's have you. What skill do you think is relevant here? Investigation.
Investigation.
Okay. Um, are you trying to do this without people knowing what you're looking for?
I'm trying to be cunning about this.
I
Yeah.
thought you were, so that would strike me as savvy. So this is about doing some legwork. This is Keel PI.
Yeah.
So let's go with that, which I think gets you to +2 or 3, doesn't it?
Three.
Ooh, okay, go do that thing.
That's a
Look at
10.
that. Okay, so 8+ is a standard success. 10+, I'm going to give you 2 pieces of information about the Skystone.
Okay.
Um, I think that the bit that I'll give you for nothing for your 8, if you'd got an 8, you'd have got this,
Okay.
is the some old drunk uh tells you a legend about this, that the Sky Stone, okay, it's thought to have these kind of mystic properties. He says it's like it's all to do with the Jedi. Not that he's ever met a Jedi, I suspect. Um, and what I think you get for nothing is that it's said to be a blue stone, um, but it's divided by gold strands into several sections. Um, and whoever in the right hands it granted mystical powers. So you can have that for nothing.
Okay.
Um, uh, and the story goes, this is your first bit of information. The story goes that it was a Jedi escaped from Coruscant, um, just ahead of the Empire crushing the Jedi, um, and escaped to the Outer Rim with it. Um, a female Mon Calamari called Yapu is the supposed name of that Jedi. So that's your first piece of information.
Okay.
The second piece is that, and you know why nobody can find it? Nobody can find it because she broke it into pieces and scattered it all across the cluster so that she would know where they were, but nobody else would, and nobody else would be able to have use of that power because only she knew where all the pieces were. Second piece
All
of
right.
information.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that seem like an interesting starting point?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Let's cut to Bilga and Nivea. Um, Public terminal, or are you looking for something a little bit shadier?
I think I'm actually looking for something a little bit more on the up and up. I kind of want to see if I can get access to a New Republic terminal, whether it's a like police terminal nearby um, or it could be a terminal close enough to them that I could get onto
Okay.
their
Okay.
networks. And
It's
that's my hope with Nivea is that I can get close to what I need.
okay. Well, let's New Republic monitors arrivals and departures. So if you wanted to know whether someone, and again, there's a picture of Cassidy on the NPC tab, we can see why she would be a no-brainer for the Hollows. She's a very attractive compared to her brother. Um, so if you could get access to the New Republic terminals, i.e. the consulate, you might be able to get an idea of whether she arrived here. And if she did, whether she's still or whether she departed. Fair enough? So
Yep, that's
that
a
would
good
be
first
the
start.
New Republic end of this. Um, if you wanted to try and find, if you worked out she was on the planet, then you might need to go to the planetary network to see if you can pick up anything about her on planet. Yeah?
Perfect. Yeah.
So, Nivea, I think this boils down to you um, getting access to the New Republic consulate and access maybe to their records. How are you thinking of coming at that?
Um, so I think that I can. Oh, I'm going to see if there's anyone I served with, who's stationed here. That should be just be public information from a public terminal
It
to
should.
see if I can recognize any names and then talk them into helping me out.
Okay. So I think that is a straightforward. I think it's probably streetwise
Okay.
with a uh, savvy or wisdom. Take your pick.
Um, Probably savvy. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a flat roll from me. Let's see how that looks. That's an 8.
Success. Success.
Nice.
So yeah, there's somebody who were they a superior or did they work for you in the Navy? Because you were promoted quite swiftly, weren't you?
Yeah. They worked for me. I think that there's, of course, they're still in the service, and I ask them, I say I'm looking for an old friend, a relative of an old friend, and I need to look them up to make sure that they're okay. So I need a favor, and this is to help someone else that helped serve whenever we were back in the day. Um, yeah.
Okay. I think that he'll agree. Um, how can he help specifically? Bearing in mind
Um,
what Bilga wants is access to a terminal
yeah.
and
I need
probably a password.
okay. Oh, okay. So, Poker, you're not good enough to get the password on your own?
Oh,
I
Of
see.
course, I'm good enough to get a. I can get through whatever they have,
sorry,
but password sure
I
will get
should
me
not
further.
have put words
Yeah, yeah.
in Cody's mouth.
Oh, no, no,
Cody,
no. No,
Bilga, what do you need? What do you need?
I like
Hey,
mouthing
if you can
off.
get me a
Yeah.
terminal, a password's a great place to start. I'm sure he wouldn't want me to have his user credentials. So probably if there's some sort of admin, a generic access one, that would be good. But if you can't get those, I can make do with what I have. I can brute force some entries or something.
I think he'll go for that.
Okay.
I think, well, let's see how good his response is. I think this probably boils down to either negotiation or command, because you were his superior officer. So, do you want to pull a bit of that rank, or do you want to negotiate? How well this goes, you are going to get access to a terminal, but if you succeed on this, you may get some benefits.
So I don't think I want to pull command because I think that would just remind him I'm no longer in the service.
Fair enough.
That's a little dangerous. So I will go with negotiation, and it's its presence.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. And that's a 10.
Okay, so I think you're going to get access. And I think on a 10 plus, that's a sufficient success for you to get an admin password. They rotate the admin passwords on a random basis, so this will be good for an unknown number of days. Um, but yeah, you have that, which should give you a +2 modifier.
Perfect.
So, Bilga, let's have you at a terminal. You could do this from the ship.
Uh, can I?
Yeah,
Typically, I'm down. I'm done with that. Um,
because you've got an admin password. You don't need to be trying to
I,
hack into the local
I,
network, or do you want to be
right.
doing that?
But you know what? I still don't want to do it from the ship in case it gets backtracked
Ah,
somehow.
fair enough, fair
Um,
enough. So an
so with
anonymous
the password,
public,
I'll go to a public place and then use it from there.
And
no
I'm going to
no
go with
flies on
you and
you.
provide. I'll provide a little bit of cover. What I'm going to do is, I think it's a long shot, but I'm going to put some word out that I'm looking to hire this new up and coming actress for Hollow, and see if I can't find a um what's the right manager that's looking to get in touch with me. I have a name. That's about all I have. So while you're doing that, this is kind of your cover while you're hacking into systems. I'm doing something a little bit more legit on the public terminal nearby. So if they find us, it'll come to me. Yeah.
Now, if only you'd taken that opportunity to become an influencer for the rebellion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Bilga, let's have you use the password, use your programming skill, which is +3. I think this is savvy or wisdom or control, actually. Work under pressure,
Okay,
can employ or careful application.
cool. You know what? We'll say it's a savvy, which is +0 for me. But my programming is 3, and this gives me another +2, so I'm looking at a +5, right?
Exactly so.
And I rolled a
Oh,
17.
wow.
Boxcars
Yes.
+5.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
know about that?
Okay. Well, for that, um, she did arrive here. She arrived here about 8 months ago. She has not left. Um, uh, but there is a star next to her. And when you follow the trail on that, you find out that there is a kind of watch list because her brother apparently was a stormtrooper for the Imperium. Um, and that means the New Republic. We kind of know there's a de-imperialization program,
Hmm.
and Big Kolos got through that, but he still has a flag, and so does his family.
So his in the system, I'm seeing that his family is kind of they're still being tracked, if not physically through data places. They're constantly
I
being
I think
registered
I
where
think
they're
the
at with
New
their journey.
Republic quite likes to know where some of these people are. Now,
Okay.
Bick was a stormtrooper. He was no more than a corporal, as was Oryx. So it's not like active monitoring, but
Hmm.
they do like to know where these people are. Okay,
Cool. So
because
yeah,
we're 4 or 5 years after the Battle of Yavin, so it's early days for the New
yeah,
Republic. Okay.
yeah, perfect. With that, can I then with knowing that there's this flag on her, can I track that into? Do I need to go to another terminal, or can I track that further into the? I know she's on planet. Is there a way to track on planet where I think she might be?
I think what I can tell you is that the New Republic lost track of her 3 months in.
So 5 months ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Um, Nivea, I'll come back to Nivea because I want to go back to Keel. Keel, you've got this bit of information, doing some legwork. What do we see Keel doing next?
I think Keel is then talking to an intermediary to get a face-to-face with the potential patron, just to go over things, see what other information she can offer, I want to see, I want to get the sense is, does she have one of these pieces already? Is that's what the lead in is here, or anything that she can use to point?
Okay, okay. Um, so I'm imagining, a kind of duplex suite at the top of one of the most prestigious apartment buildings. It has a view of the sea. It's very, very plush indeed. She is clearly a patrician, not on hard times. Um, that's interesting, I think, because some patricians didn't do well at the time of the Empire during the rise of the Palpatine. She appears either to have done very well since the fall, or to have, maintained an even strain across time. Yeah. Um, and she will meet you with a small entourage, um, looking very cool as she does in that NPC picture with so we never quite get a good look at her eyes.
Okay.
She loves these headpieces or veils that just make her a little mysterious. Mr. Keel, have you anything for me?
Uh, I've been doing some legwork, trying to find information on this. I wanted to come and confirm what the facts were as you knew them. Uh, it's if you had a sense of how many pieces this was actually in, or maybe I should even say how many pieces are currently in circulation, should I say?
And
Uh,
if we could see her eyes, her eyebrow would go up. Um, so you believe it to be in a number of different pieces, Mr. Keel?
that is the information that I have, is that the Jedi who was involved with this separated into pieces and distributed them out. So right now, the trick is seeing how many of those pieces have already been acquired and how many are still out there to get a handle on.
Um, I think I want to go with culture here. I want to see
Sure.
because studying language, customs, and etiquette. So I think it's about how you deal with the above stairs.
Okay.
I think this is probably culture and presence. Unless you think
I am
you
trying to draw out, like I am putting this out here to see what she might drop, like
I
very
will give you
clearly.
savvy then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And depending on how well this goes, I'm going to give you +2 because you have brought her some information. You have demonstrated some progress. So you can have a +2.
Okay. So that gives me an 11.
Okay. Um, she says, well, you've clearly been very busy, Mr. Keel. Um, You are correct. My understanding is that the item that we're discussing was brought from Coruscant. Uh, I believe my information suggests it was brought to the Minos cluster, um, and that one of the backwater planets here, and she really reprises what you already know, which is she
Okay.
thinks that one of the backwater planets here is where it resides. But she says this information about it having been broken up. I'm intrigued that you managed to find that information. And she snaps her fingers, and one of her lackeys brings forward a small box, and she lifts it up, and there is a fragment of a blue stone uh, with gold. It looks like a segment of a solid blue stone with the surfaces, two of the surfaces are gold. And it looks like that's the point at which they would connect to some other portions. And she says, I did feel I needed to share with you that there might have been multiple plots. Because to be honest, Mr. Keel, I wasn't convinced that you'd be able to find one of them, let alone more than one. Um, yes, I can share with you that I have one piece. and I want the rest.
Can you say a backwater? Uh, do you either have a sense of what that backwater is, or can you point me to where you found this piece as a starting point? I assume you already know the name of the Jedi who brought it here.
Um, I believe it was a Mon Calamari. The name I do not know.
The name was Ya Pew. I will give her the name. Like, that's a big give.
It is. It is. Um, uh, for many years, people have wondered why the Empire um, placed a significant discouragement on visitors to Tejar. Um, and I'm fascinated by the fact that the New Republic has maintained that. It strikes me as surprising that, given how stretched the resources of the Republic is, that they are prepared to invest in um, patrolling Tejar, which, to anyone who wanted to look, is a barren rock, um, which in which you either roast or freeze, depending on which side of the planet you find yourself on. It has no government, no population, no starport, nothing. And yet, the New Republic has maintained the quarantine buoys that the Empire put in place. Does that strike you as strange, Mr. Keel?
It does. It strikes me as worthy of investigation. I thank you for your assistance. When I have more information and or a segment of this, I will contact you.
I'm very grateful for your continued work. I'm grateful for your work to date. Um, I believe there may be others seeking to obtain this.
I just assumed that was a given.
Thank you, Mr. Keel. I look forward to hearing from you.
And I'm like, I will call Bilga. I know Nivea is going next. I will call Bilga and I will say, I want you to look and see if we have any resources or anything that you could put in place to hack Republic buoys if we have to again go to another interdicted system. I'll just kind of throw that out for Bilga.
Nivea, remind me what you want to do.
Oh, so I was basically putting up the word. I was there really to help Bilga hack in, find what he could. I am putting up the word through that I'm through managers that I'd like to hire an actress that I'd seen maybe in a little play, um, and see if I can't hire her for something a little bit more extensive, something more attractive.
Okay. This strikes me as streetwise or culture, conceivably protocol. Which one of those
Okay.
do you want to go with?
Streetwise?
Streetwise. And therefore, I think it's probably savvy, unless you um, unless you have another option for me.
I don't
Culture
think
might have been
so.
something else.
Um, no, I think savvy's fine. I think I'm gonna offer. I looked up like what a traveler actress would make, and it depends on the population of the planet. I think it's around 3,000 credits. So I want to make sure I put, this is a price level. This is going to be a comfortable living. So maybe it'll get her to come out of the woodwork. Maybe grease a few palms with a small amount of money. This is what the 3,000 is what she would get paid. But maybe just tell a few people there's a finder's fee associated.
Well,
The manager gets a cut.
let's make some calls. Let's
Yeah.
and then we can have the longer term greasing of
Yep.
palms. But
So
on
that
the
is a
day,
five.
okay,
That is a
okay,
five total.
that is you can find no record of a Cassidy Colos
Hmm.
on any of the kind of agents, and you work your way down. You start, well, maybe you start at the bottom of, because this place has a list of agents a mile long, and you start searching for Casticolos. And you find a reference to her 4 or 5 months ago, and then she disappears from the records. Nobody is managing Casticolos right now.
But I think Bilga's next to me, and I lean over and I'm saying, "Are you sure she hasn't left this planet?" Because man, it sure does. She just disappears. It's like she's a ghost.
Yeah, she I'm certain from the in in what is it? Not import export, but the entry and exit immigrations. She comes in, she's never left. She's not tracked, and since the New Republic is tracking them, it would ping her, unless she doesn't look like her anymore, or you know, she'd have to do some serious slicing to get past all that.
Or someone would have to do it on her behalf. I mean, if she's an actress, she's not going to be that interested in keeping her uh, activities on the down low. However, if she was involved in something else, it would be a problem. I don't know.
Greenwipe to a bar where the three of you are sharing what you've discovered so far. I do want to just ask whether we are starting the clock on finding a cargo, or whether you're dedicating all your time to this.
I think we should find a cargo. She's been
Agreed.
missing for 5 months. It'll keep.
Okay.
Then let's do that. So we at least know that you have something kind of sorted. I'm going to roll a d6 on Keel. First number. It's going to take you 5 days. So you have 5 days to kill.
Okay.
And at the end of that, we'll see what cargo is thrown up and how much of it you want to buy, if you want to buy it. Does that seem fair? So
Seems
we have
good.
5 days to make some progress on your investigation. So yeah, let's go back to the bar. The three of you are talking about what you've got. Oryx has been in touch and said that he's following some leads at a theme park out in the wilderness. There was some suggestion that she might have got a job there. And he'll be back in town as quickly as he can. Now he knows that you're looking for a cargo. Hopefully that will take us through the next 20 minutes, and Oryx will be here next time. So yeah, so let's have that conversation. What's next on your? What are you going to do? I suppose I'm particularly interested in Nivea here, because this is in the absence of Oryx. You feel worried about this young woman loose in the cluster, and it's. I mean, Traveller calls it a quest. It's something you need to get done, finding this young woman. So what are you thinking? Do you want to spend the next 5 days greasing palms?
Well, right now that's my best bet, since we can't find anything from the New Republic. Maybe I just have to spend some coin to get there.
Okay. Keel, what about you?
I think it is getting information on Tajar, and maybe general information from my criminal networks on what do these rebel buoys look like. Can I
Okay.
get models, information, stuff that I can pass on to Bilga?
Okay. Bilga, where's your focus for this time ahead?
I think Bilga's focus is actually on trying to, so I don't know if this gels with the rules of Traveler. So let me know if it doesn't work. I was gonna say, I think knowing that it's like, oh, this mystery, it's gonna we'll keep our ears out. There's these buoy things going on. I got 5 days to kill. I want to be slicing and seeing if I can find a good cargo, or if there's rumors of like somebody's gonna be passing something really valuable, and we can get our names on a list of like, oh, this is a crew to do it.
Okay. So let's start with Nivea. Nivea, you want to try to track down you want to put more effort, more time and effort into tracking down Cassidy. Yeah.
Hmm.
So how do we see you doing that? You talked about greasing palms, which begins to make it sound like Streetwise.
I think that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah. Um, and it sounds more savvy than anything else, or is it
agree.
presence?
I
Have
think
you?
it's more savvy.
Okay. So, and how much are you prepared to invest in this?
I think it's a small amount. I think if it were too high, it would look like a trap.
Okay.
Um, so I'm going to
I suppose
estimate.
it may not be a single amount somewhere. It may be how much you spreading.
Yeah.
So it may be lots of small amounts, 10 here, 100 there.
Um, so if 3,000 is what someone would make for a job, just as a rough estimate,
Okay.
I'm guessing maybe a percent or two of that. So I'm thinking somewhere in the, 50 to 100 kind of credit range to grease some palms to pull someone in.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so that's relatively low level palms.
Yes.
So let's go with streetwise. I'm going to give you +1 for investing the money. If you want to take it off your
Okay.
add it to your miscellaneous spend,
Yes.
and make a roll for streetwise, which is 0, but it's not -3.
Right. Um, so that's a 9.
9. Okay. Um, you end up in a sleazy office. Takes you 2 or 3 days. Sleazy office with I'm trying to think of a sleazy species. What's those little winged guys?
That's a
Um,
Toydarian, and I was exactly
Toydarian.
what I was thinking of.
Yeah. So there's a Toydarian kind of hunched on a desk, and he's saying, "Yeah. So what can I do for you?"
Uh, so I'm looking to make a hollow, and I saw this actress in a play at some point. She hadn't made her hollow debut at that point. Um, just been in small stuff, and I think she would be perfect for what I'm looking at. I'm looking to hire for this amount. Um, and I might, if I can, if you can help me find her manager. You're not her manager, are you? Here's the cut.
Then I would require a finder's fee. I might be able to help you. What exactly is the finder's fee?
Um, and I think that's the 50 credits that I'll pass over.
Oh, it took you 50.
Oh, to
It
get
took
here.
took you
Uh,
100 credits to get this far.
I see.
That's what the
Um,
+1 was for. Oh
yeah,
no, I
I
didn't give you
think,
plus, but yeah. Anyway,
yeah. I think that again, probably 3 to 5%. That is 90 to 150 if my math is right. Let's do 100. So
okay.
I'll pass over 100 credits.
Let's have you negotiate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A competitive negotiation. So roll negotiate is 1 savvy.
How about control in this case?
Okay.
It's the same, but yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
need to make a roll as well. Oh, so there's
Okay.
0 in there. Oh, that's awful. Right. Okay. Okay.
I got a 10 on my negotiation.
Okay. He got a 5, 7. It's all bluster. And he ends up taking another 50. So let's say it's cost you 200 credits to get this far into it.
Okay.
And he says, actually, um, I'll take the fee now because you're looking for the wrong girl. Cassidy Kolos does not exist anymore. You need to be looking for Clara Caval.
Okay. Why did she change her name?
Uh, I don't know,
Okay.
but it worked.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for her.
Um, Cut to Keel. Keel, how are you fleshing out Tejar? Is this more dive
This
bars
this
and
Yeah, there's definitely dive bars, scumbags,
We,
villainous folk.
screen wipe to a hive of scum and villainy,
Yeah,
conceivably. Yeah.
buying drinks, talking with people,
Okay.
using my skullduggery to get information.
I think that's fair. So skullduggery and savvy.
Yes. Let's see. So let's put that at that. And then let's unclick. And then let's click. That's a 13.
Well, that's not bad, is it?
No.
And you end up talking to a kind of rugged smuggler, um, uh, who's never tried to kind of get past the boys on Tejar, but shall we say that I have some experience with similar barriers to
No.
what I consider to be free and open trade.
Ah,
Um, the thing is,
free trade is the lifeblood of the galaxy.
it is. We are on the same page, my friend. All is
Absolutely.
good. So the
I am
thing
a
about
space neoliberal.
Oh no.
yeah, well, so the thing about them things is that I don't know about the New Republic ones. I've avoided if I can the New Republic because I don't quite know how to get by them because they don't take bribes, it seems to me. I'm sure that'll change, but right now you cannot buy one of those guys. Um, but assuming that they are using, surplus Imperials because they can't afford to buy new ones.
hmm
So typically there are, half a dozen randomly placed in orbit. Sometimes they are near an obvious hyperlane arrival point, transition point. Um, and they're armed. And the Imperial ones, I'll be honest with you, didn't ask many questions. If you appeared on their scanners and then didn't immediately leave, they fired on you. Uh, my guess is maybe the New Republic have tweaked those, but I wouldn't bank on it. Uh, and those, couple of laser turrets, couple of turbo lasers. Sometimes they were cunning enough to describe them as just rocks in orbit. So my advice to you, my friend, is to be aware. Look for anything that looks like it's behaving unusually, and be quick because they aren't. They're pretty much they sit in place. They've got some maneuver just to kind of bring their turrets to bear, but that's about it.
I'll take whatever tech details he can give me as well. We talk shop, record that down, and throw that to Bilga.
Yeah. Now, what I want you to do is to make a note of you can have plus effect +3, which turns into +2 to Bilga. So Bilga's going to get a +2 to try to interfere with their workings because they are automated. They're not crewed. If our friendly neighborhood smuggler is right. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Um, Bilga,
Yes, sir.
you do some work on the trade side of this. Now, for that, we need to look at the trade tab. Okay. So
Excellent.
one, find a supplier or local broker. Finding a supplier or broker, 5 days, culture check, plus salve or presence.
Okay, I have a culture of 0, so at least it's
Then
negative
that's
3.
exactly so.
And everything else is 0, so it's just zeros all the way down.
Okay, so 2d6, I'm looking for an 8. Or do you want to go black market? I should ask.
I got a 4. Unfortunately, I rolled before this black market came up.
Have you got
Tell me more.
have you got streetwise?
I don't know.
Then you were better off going straight.
Okay.
So far nothing. This is going to take
Okay.
longer than 5 days. So by the end of 5 days, Um, let me roll another dice. You won't get to roll again until another 3.
Okay. All
So at
right.
the end of that 5 days, Keel knows what he knows. Nivea knows what she knows. And you've got 3 days before you can make another check on the trade. Okay.
Okay.
Um, and I think that's kind of a logical break, to be honest,
Yeah.
because then we'll have Oryx back. Um, but I
Yeah.
do want to leave us with a kind of taster, next time on.
Mm.
I'm seeing you in a bar in the starport, um, and there's rolling news behind you on screens, um, and a reporter comes up and says, um, the big news here is that the next big premiere at the I've forgotten the name of the place, the
The
glow
glow dome.
the glow dome, is the biopic we've all been waiting for, um, Leia, the true story, starring Clara Curval in her first major role. Um, and the premiere is on, it's 2 nights hence. And there you go, 2 nights hence.
Interesting.
And the picture comes up and it is Cassidy Coloss in a posh frock and a big hat. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
Um,
good.
and
Love
that
it.
seems to me to be a logical breakpoint for this episode. I will make a note of 3 days, 2 to the premiere, and then 1 to a trade negotiation, unless it goes pear-shaped. And that's it.
Okay.
Shall we do a quick stars and wishes?
Sure.
Okay. So, Cody, any stars, any wishes?
Yeah. I want to throw out some stars. Honestly, first start a little for like dropping all of our cargo. That it put us in an immediate, even worse situation, and it's just so fun to start a game with like such intense pressure, where it's not just like, oh, we could just turn back. It's like, no, we need to make something happen now. So that was really fun, and also bickering and arguing with me was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And a star to Alan for hitting the ground running with, we're already, it took us an hour and a half. Like we started and we did not come up for air for an hour and a half. So that was a great beginning to the session. I had a lot of fun with it.
Any
And then,
wishes?
yeah,
Oh,
wish,
sorry. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Sorry.
no, yeah. For wishes, I'm not going to be here next time. So my wish would be that if it comes up, just use my programming skill where you can, because it is so tough not having those skills if somebody else is trained in it. It seemed, fictionally, Oris wasn't with us, so it made sense for us not to have it. But it's like, oh wow, if other people have skills that you're counting on, ooh, that's tough. So just next time, just hey, the D6 rollers there, please, by all means. We did all this work to get Bilga a little bit of edge on it if that ends up being needed. Don't deny them, Alan. Don't deny them.
Right.
Okay. Stephen, any stars, any wishes?
Um, let's see. One of the things that was memorable to me is just seeing how the mechanics worked. Thank you for stepping us through all of that. That was very good. I liked, starting in the middle of that run, in the middle of that fight. It gave us an idea. I'd like to see, how does damage actually work? We haven't really seen that. I was kind of hoping for it at some point. Um, and of course, wish to have Rich back. I did notice during character creation, Rich has a skill called Jack of all trades. And I looked that up to see what it was. And that reduces your minus, right, on untrained skills. And I'm like, oh, that's hot. How do you get that? Um, yeah. Um, and as far as stars, I really liked the tension that we saw as we were trying to get away from the New Republic. And then basically the feat ended up being something that, of course, it cost us money, it cost us cargo, but it wasn't as bad as, being blown out of the, out of the space, right? Um, so that was good, and I like how everybody kind of contributed. I am seeing, you know, with Traveler, it's an old school game, so the dice are very fickle. It depends on, like Cody said, depends on how you're trained in the skill. Um, I also liked on this planet seeing each of us go out to our little resources. I'm going to spend some money. Cody did some hacking, and Lowell went out and found the low lives and got information from them. Yeah, that was all good.
Yeah. Lowell, any wishes, Stephen, apart from rich and damage?
I think that's it. No.
Okay. Lowell, any stars, any wishes?
Enjoyed the characters. I like the back play with Bilga. I like the sort of radical difference between Nivea and Bilga here in terms of approach and focus and stuff, and I really like that. I liked the chase right at the start. I thought the mechanically that was fun. Uh, I always like having a chance to see how the mechanics work early on, and there were nice like success with costs and opportunities, and I appreciated that. And the getting interdicted, that was a good scene, and a scene we didn't win, which is classic. There is that bit of playing the game once you've kind of shaken out the roll up to go, oh, we are at a deficit for this skill. Like that, that is always that learning process. So I did enjoy that. Uh, wishes. Uh,
Oh,
I yeah, I don't think I have anything quite yet. I'm enjoying myself though.
good, good. Stars from me for you know, asking the questions about the mechanics, just being sure about stuff. Stephen, that was good, helpful to me. I love the fact that our strength 15 cyber monster couldn't hold back the weedy keel from pressing the car. I thought, well, that's a done deal. They've got to keep the cargo. It's not a problem. Um,
Yeah,
and
we all thought that.
yeah, indeed, indeed. And it is kind of tuning me back into, +0 is not enough. So the sooner we have our engineer with +2 avionics back on the bridge, the better, I think. Um, and it'll also speed up stuff. But yeah, I was pleased with the way that the space encounter went. Um, I will admit, traveler aficionados, I am stretching the dogfighting rules in particular directions. But as my friend Sherry says, I don't know if the mechanics are great, or it could just be the way my GM is using them. So yeah, that was good. I am quite enjoying this
Yeah,
in a way that I wasn't certain I would. So thank you all. Can I post this?
Yeah.
100%.
And a last shout out, which I didn't do at the start, which is that if you've watched it this long, you need to know that the open hearth games are great. Players are fantastic. So see you next time.
See
Bye
ya.
now.